Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Smart Poker YouTube channel and another episode of Sundazed and Confused. This is number 136. And as always, my wife, Crispy Wannabe's here is with me.
Cheers, everybody.
Hope everyone's having a nice Sunday. And I hope you had a good time yesterday at the Last Prisoner Project. It was a lot of fun. It was a good cause. And it was nice to see a lot of the faces out there supporting them. And cheers to everybody that put that on.
Indeed.
I'm gonna paste the link for the anybody that wants to come on and smoke, show your garden, just bullshit, share a story of a grow story, hopefully. I'll try to get this pinned once I get on here. There's Art
Cheers,
Man.
Art Man.
Good morning. How we doing, guys? That was a great show, I tell you. It's a lot of good people, a great cause. You know, it's hard to give them enough compliments, honestly.
That's true.
A lot of hard work, dedicated folks over there at Let's Be Buds, Rick, Little E Bud, all of them. So, and
Oh yeah,
Emily and Russ.
He works at that all year long, man.
Bust his ass. I'm sure he's pretty busy today, but he'll be mellowing out this next week. It'll be really nice. You know how it is. You get a big job and you're over it. And hey, Jace.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's going on?
Cheers.
Nice canopy there, bud. I like that. It's nice and level.
Thanks. Yeah, it filled out nice, man. It came out really good. I'm really happy with the way this one's going. I had to give a couple of booster there, but so far so good. You guys talked about the Last Prisoner Project yesterday?
Yes.
On Let's Be Buds. Yeah, I jumped on there for a couple times. I was real busy yesterday, so I didn't have much time to get on there. But yeah, it was a really good show. Really good people on there. Great stories.
Oh, heartbreaking! Actually, it's really is heart-rending.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it's hard to believe people get incarcerated for shit like that, especially that long.
I know it blows. The injustice of it is just. The moral and integrity issues behind having people in prison next door to people that are making money off of the same thing. It's just so upside down and it's sad. And, Uncle Rick and the crew over there trying to make a difference to such a great cause as the Last Prisoner Project, to hear the stories of all the people that have been incarcerated. And it's, what a powerful thing to be involved in.
Well, yeah, it's really great of those guys over there doing all that.
Well, Smart and Crispy also guest hosted with Doc, so that was cool. So good job, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's been doing it with us first 3 years because I was a little nervous the first year. I was actually nervous but I was a little nervous. I was thinking, man, there's a couple hundred people there. I said, we need I said it'd be nice to have some intellect on the panel with us there and somebody that can take the pressure off my wife and I in case we get tongue-tied and shit. And he was all too happy to jump in for the cause. And we've been doing it for 3 years now, and it is fun. And it's kind of bittersweet. It's fun that we get together with all our friends. You get a couple giveaways, but the whole reason we're there is a shitty cause, man. We shouldn't have to be, I guess it's a good cause for a shitty reason. Is that fair?
Yep. And you meet a lot of nice people. That's where I met you guys. I wouldn't be on here if it wasn't for Last Prisoner Project. So that's where I saw you.
That's an awesome side benefit.
It is
of being a part of that.
You meet so many good people.
A relationship that I truly respect and come to count on, man. You guys, you as well as other people, but to know that stems from there is pretty cool, man. Well, I think we become good friends, Art, and that's where it started,
Yep, that's it, man. It's a good foundation.
Those guys did a lot of work, and I wanted to make sure we took a couple minutes to shout them out. I know Little E Bud, Spartan, Emily, Uncle Rick. I think he tries to get in the way a little bit there when them guys are doing stuff. I think
he did a great job, though. Keeping it all together. That's not easy. Going 12 hours on the air too.
Yeah.
That had to be tough.
Yeah.
Well, not only that too, but just think about behind the scenes stuff. I mean, that takes a lot of work to prepare and set up and plan for something like that too.
Oh, Little E Bud, he so much on him. I tell you what, man, he deserves a lot of the credit too. I mean, all of them do. Don't get me wrong. And Emily's knee deep in it too. So
yeah,
good job, guys. Absolutely.
It's definitely a coordinated effort. I see some faces here now that were there yesterday. We won yesterday, man. I won the first day, the first giveaway, and I was like, damn, I never win anything. But we got some spores, man. We never grew this much. We talked about it.
We have been kicking it around for so long and just never really.
Man, I never thought about really growing mushrooms, but if somebody sent me like a free mushroom kit, I would be inclined to start growing mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would probably do it, to be honest.
You got another skunk ape glass piece, too. You got two of them now, don't you?
Yes, we do have two of them now.
Hell yeah. I like his work. If he's out there, good job there, skunk ape. I haven't seen him in chat, but he will be here probably.
Hey, man, I see someone, and this is totally off topic.
There he is.
They're talking, there's skunk ape.
Skunk ape glassworks.
Yeah. They're talking about food poisoning, man. And I wanted to tell them our story. My wife and I went to Walmart yesterday. I bought one of them rotisserie chickens that they have pre-cooked there, sitting in the bag under the warmer. And we've gotten them before, and it was good. I got one yesterday, come home. I cut some breast meat off, and we ate. Everything seemed fine. And then when I was breaking it down to put the leftovers away, all this red blood just come running out of the turkey or out of the chicken, man. It was like the weirdest shit. There was like this little cavity with bone and shit in it. Red blood as could be, man. It looked like I cut my hand. It was all over the cutting board. I'm like, what's all this red freaking blood? We didn't get sick, but I was thinking, nope, that's a dead issue for me.
It probably cooked the outside, and you guys sliced it right off the outside, so it was probably cooked. So
the part we had was cooked, but I don't think it was done. I think if you'd have just tore that thing up, you'd get sick, man. So be careful. I think from now on, if I get one of those, I'm bringing them home, putting them in the oven at 350 for a half hour, finish them
Cut
off.
it open first. Yeah, cut it open first. See what it looks like. Get a good deep cut.
Food poisoning. I've had food poisoning real bad one time in my life from Arby's. They used to do, when I was young, Arby's around here. I don't know if you have Arby's. And just in case you was wondering how they got that name, the word RB is roast beef, Arby's. So they just spell it different. But I went to Arby's and got 5 for $5 on their roast beef sandwiches back in the day. And it made me deathly. Dude, I was seeing spots and everything. I had to go to the hospital. They put charcoal in me and pump my stomach and shit. And that's some nasty shit.
Oh, it sounds like it. I was just going to say, I've been lucky, man. I've been sick like that in a long time. But yeah, it's a terrible experience.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Patty. Walmart chicken's killer, man. It's usually really good. Their fried chicken, they have like this don't make sense to me. 8 for $8 when it comes to fried chicken pieces, but for a dozen of wings, it's $17.99 or some crazy. Isn't that what it was? $17 for a dozen wings, 21 for a dozen and a half or something. Like, that's nuts. I remember getting wings at the bar in the 90s for 10 cents if you ate them there, a quarter if you took them out.
Yeah, supply and demand. I bet you them wing places buy that shit up.
Seriously.
I remember when milk came in a glass jar with the milkman.
Oh, here we go. Hey, that's just a 90. It's like 5 years ago. Feels like 5 years ago.
Give him a nickel. He refill your milk jar. Just leave it on the front porch.
Yep. We need a cannabis guy. Leave my empty jars in there. He comes by and fills them up for me.
Yeah, just brings by a zip every now and then.
That's it. I could be that dude.
Yeah, I was talking to Slot yesterday about a weed or a cannabis delivery system, especially for medical patients in the state of Pennsylvania that are at risk for DUI. If you could find a driver or get a driver that isn't a smoker that could go around the dispensaries, pick up your product, and deliver them to your house.
I just realized why that's not going to work. And you know what it is? They have this weird thing where you have to be there to present your card, or you have to be labeled as the caregiver for that person. So you'd have to be labeled.
So the driver needs a bus for all of his patients?
Some places do have delivery, though. Some states do. Illinois, I think they're working on delivery right now because, not everybody can make it to the dispensary. So some people are seriously disabled, and it's a really pain in the ass.
Yeah, I like the delivery system. Like, there should be a medical dispensary delivery program already in play, especially because of the DUI laws that are involved.
Well, right there, cannabinoid says they've been sending meds in the mail in Michigan since 2015. So
In
in state.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I seen this show, and I think it might have been California. It was one of them shows where about cannabis, and it showed a dude, and he was waiting for his delivery guy. And this was like 10 years ago, I want to say. He was waiting for the delivery guy, but it was legal. The dude, like it was legal in California, but the dude came on a bicycle with a backpack, got out, come in this dude's house, busted out like 6 different jars, had his scale there, let the dude look him over. He picked out what he wanted, and he was paying a premium for this dude, you know, but you could tell he had money. So there's a market for it. Some people have more money than brains, you know?
Oh yeah, but you got DoorDash and the other places that deliver food. You know, that's got to cost you $1. But you know, if you got money and you're busy.
Yeah,
there'll definitely be a market for that. I see a lot of red tape in it though, you know, the metric system and all that. Like they track that shit, you know, from cell to cell. Like they can see they can see like every strain you buy at the store. That's almost like paint pills.
I have a question for you, Art, man. You're old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little pause there.
I thought it was your birthday today.
61 today. Hell yeah. Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Now I'm going to tell that story before you go on. So I'm talking to Crispy this morning, and she says, "What's the weather out there?" And I said, "It's 61 today." Well, she turns around and tells Smot it's my birthday, and I'm 61. And then he goes into Caribou Heart chat and he says, "Happy birthday." And everybody's happy, wishing me a happy birthday. I said, "It's not my birthday." And then I told him exactly what happened. Yeah, Crispy asked me the weather. I said, "It's 61 today."
Yeah, she showed me the thing. It said 61 today. And she's like, "I thought it was his birthday." And I was like, we were sitting there thinking, I'm like, I think he's older than 61. I think he's retired already. I was like, isn't he like 65, 66? You know?
I'm like, he don't look like a day over 57, so it's really hard to tell.
Oh, nice.
And I was in so many conversations that, you know, but I was like, yeah, for sure. You know, that man's not a day over 57, so it's, yeah, he's looking really good for 61. Happy birthday.
She's trying hard to clean it up, ain't she, man?
I know she is. She's trying like hell.
She's trying to clean it up.
Wind it back.
Oh, that's funny.
Good stuff.
I thought it was hilarious. I was not insulted in the least. And then when Smot put hashtag blame it on Crispy, it was like, yeah, there we go.
Now you see why that's the thing. You know,
She earned that handle.
I earned the handle for real.
Hey, my question was going to be this. Austin is here now too. He might remember, and I'm being serious. This is before my time. So, this is how my mind works. I saw Dr. Leave Me Alone on Instagram this morning. Cheers to you, buddy. I see you out there in the chat. He had that Thai weed. Did you see that? It's like a Thai weed. He had it on a Volkswagen, and which is
That was an awesome picture, by the way. When I saw that, I was like, check this out. This is the best picture of the day.
But through my many years of watching stoner movies and Cheech and Chong and shit, the Thai stick back in the day. Now I know it was Thai stick, THAI, but it was tied to a stick, you know. And I'm thinking, why'd they do that? Why would they tie a stick to it? What did it do?
The one time I had Thai stick, it was opiated Thai stick. They tied it to a stick and then they dipped it in the opium and they pulled it out. That's why they had it. But that was one time. That was like 1980.
So maybe that's why they do it, so they can dip it in the opium.
Yeah, it's tied to a stick, you know.
Right. It takes my theory is it takes the airy, but I'm not sure if it's the reason why they do it. It takes the airiness because you know their body's quite airy. So whilst they're drying it, they wrap it and the string, yeah, and it's almost compressing it. So when they water and they bundle it all up together in like a ring. Yeah, I think it's just an old school agricultural practice of, you know, whether it's any sort of crop, you sort of like bundle it all up, tie it up, dry it, so it's all keeping it all together, compacting it almost as well.
Yeah, it's like when you're loading
Actually-
a dump truck, man. You don't want any void, you know? You want to make sure that you don't have any void in your dump truck. You're not paying the whole air. Same way with that. If I'm carrying a bundle, I can carry a fat bundle if it's wrapped up. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I don't know, but it makes sense. I believe that's definitely I want.
Did you see G-Bay's harvest? He has some of his was in a bundle. He kind of pushed the plant down together and tied it up, or put, I don't know if they were just branches. But yeah, he did it storage like that and hung it. So yeah.
G-Bay scissor hands.
That's it.
Man,
I love that. That
dude's
funny.
been trimming since I've known him.
Yeah, that's a great harvest. Great.
Yeah, it was.
Best harvest I've ever seen on the video. I've been here for 2 years, I think. So he did great.
Oh yeah, it was when he was on the last show that he was on with us. He had them all hanging in the background, and I thought you need to take a picture of that and have it as your backdrop all the time because it's so beautiful.
He looked like he lived in a rainforest.
There's no way I could smoke all that. Me and my wife, no freaking way. It would go bad I'd have to sell it or give it away or, you know, something. I'd get tired of trimming and probably just start toting it up. I give him credit though, man.
Enough for a year or two.
Toting it up and just trimming as you go for like the smoke that you need for that day or that week or that just session makes the most sense. Then you're just working on it bits at a time.
Yeah, I've done that before. Or like when it gets done drying, I'll just bucket, throw it in a bucket and trim it, you know, like a week or two later, start curing on it.
Here's Thunder Dan. Yeah, that's an old picture. My thing's broke, man. The thing that holds my camera. So my camera is stretched. I don't have a wireless cam, but I need to get one. But I have a plug-in, and it plugs in. It goes all the way to the tent in the far corner of the next room, but it runs out of space right at the end. And so I need that clamp to be able to hold my camera, you know. And without it, I can't kind of like sit it on anything. It kept falling over, and I kind of gave up. I got to get it replaced, man.
Well, you're just going to have to tell us how it's going now instead of showing us. How's your girl going?
Oh, well, we got 3 plants down, and then they're in.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
They're in the can.
Oh, you've already harvested, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
9 weeks and 3 days. And we're going to give the other ones about 10 weeks, 10 and a half weeks altogether. So a little longer than we wanted, but
we thought, what perfect,
works.
you know, entertainment, like to be listening along with Uncle Rick and the Let's Be Buds with the Last Prisoner Project. We thought, what a great time to get our mood going for our segment. So we decided to chop them yesterday while we were hanging out with everybody. Which when you're hanging out with the community, makes it a lot nicer and easier to trim when you got a show.
They're ready. They were ready, but I did chop them after they had hours and hours of light, which I'm not a fan of. I think I'd rather have waited till it was right.
What's your cover? What's your cover picture there? What is the one?
We were trying to figure that out yesterday.
It's an old picture, man.
It's an old one. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's been that there's from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it did turn out really nice. I can't remember what it was, but
oh,
look at us! And I got a box full of buds, man. Hey, isn't cardboard a desiccant?
Yeah. Yeah, it dries it out, sure.
Yeah. Is that what you're looking for?
I bucket down. This is almost ready to go in a jar. It goes. I put it in a cardboard box. This is my sort of like. It gets bucked down into my trim bin, and when I did put my final trim, which I actually bothered to do this time. Normally I don't bother. I just sort of like give it a little rough up in the trim bin, and that'll be done. But I actually went through a whole box and done a proper trim on it all. So
looks nice.
They look great.
Nice.
Yeah, just get thrown in here. I'll spend a few days in here until it's it's now starting to get that denseness. Now it's pretty much I ain't got to worry about putting that in a jar and just sealing it up and leaving it. I ain't got to burp it or anything. And I do like the cardboard. I can't brown paper, cardboard. I swear by it.
No doubt. We had some good grows in brown paper bags. I seen there's Puffy. Cheers, Puffy. Hope the commercial grow's doing good for you and your home grow, I guess, for that matter. But
We know the home grows do good.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
yeah, wow,
That's cray.
oh, that's a
Yeah.
nice. chunk.
Nice chunk.
What are you gonna do with that, man?
I'm gonna just
Oh yeah.
Putting the Bob test on it.
I have a feeling he's going to smoke it. Is
Bubbly
it bubble?
Oh yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that's a trim bin dry sift. That's only been I only pressed it the once, so you can still see it's still got that paleness in there. I'll probably press this a couple more times, and that should hopefully I'll get this dark color worked all the way through it. Yeah, see a little. Let's go for a what it looks like.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Dense.
Oh, dude.
That is so yummy.
You gonna eat all that? My ribs are touching. I'm hungry too over here, bud. Hey, that's the yogurt maker. I've been digging my yogurt, man. I've been eating this Activia. It's good stuff, man. I don't know. It's probably not the greatest for me. It's probably got fake sugar and shit in it, but it says billions of active stuff.
Diffidel. I think that's one of the only yogurts that have one of the beneficial ones in it. It's got the, if you're listening, you want the bifidobacterium really, and I think that, like you said, the Activia. That I think they actually use the bifido in their yogurts. But you can actually, if you had a yogurt maker smart and you like that yogurt you purchase, you can just add that to the yogurt maker and just put milk to it and reculture it, and you get what you've purchased from the shop pretty much. It's like when you buy it, you get a vegetable and you regrow it at home. You can do that with a yogurt. You can regrow the shop yogurts at home. But I use my own.
I was gonna say you're partial to your own. Hey, these ones have blueberry, strawberries, peaches, black cherry. I've had every kind, man, and they're killer. The thing, yeah. Oh, hold on a second. I'm coming right now.
We're still looking for the pickle flavor.
I don't have any pick. XYZ. He just joined us.
Yeah. This is different culture. They come in there. I'll show you really as well. So when you start a yogurt, you just add one of these little sachets you boil your milk. That sterilizes it. You let it cool down to the appropriate temperature. You add one of these sachets, and then you're good. You can every time you make a yogurt, you'll get like the labs that separate from it, and you can then reculture that every time. So you don't have to keep using the sachet. This is a one-time sort of like deal. You purchase this, and you can keep going for forever.
That's
and
cool.
keep making it.
Yeah.
When you said about the fruits and everything, apparently the polyphenols, like I've been adding pomegranate extract, and they have something in it called elargitannins, and the bacteria consume these, convert that into ellagic acid or something like that. I can't pronounce it properly. And that then feeds another bacteria, which we can't ever get these in a probiotic because they're natural to us. They're oxygen sensitive, so you'll never be able to purchase these. But they're the best bacteria we could ever have inside us. So the way I'm doing it is I feed the bacterias that feed other bacterias that I can't purchase. So it's called cross-feed, bacterial cross-feed, and I end up producing a compound out of all this process using the polyphenols from the pomegranate extract. And I get something called urolithin A. And if you have a look at how good urolithin A is with anti-aging, muscle, brain health, all sorts of stuff, you can get all that from yogurt. All right, I've done.
That's cool, man.
Not a fan of yogurt.
But I am a fan of gut health. because I know my stomach's messed up, man. My whole shit's out of whack. I was sitting here pasty, my skin all pasty. That one day, my stomach was just wrapped, and you know how that goes. But I've been trying to eat a little better, a little too much fast food when I'm out working, man. And I'm in a busy day. I'm like, shit, I'm just gonna drive through Burger King and get a Whopper, you know. And then you feel like shit at the end of the day. You do that. Some days I do that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I eat all three of them on a fast food. Makes you sick.
Makes you acid reflux big time.
Yeah. I used to have all that what they call dysbiosis. Whether you got irritable bowel syndrome, acid GERD, reflux, whatever you want to call it, yeah, your stomach's not working properly. It's called dysbiosis, and a lot of that is caused by bad bacteria, which are highly fermentable to the processed food, the sugars, and everything else. And I find is if as soon as you cut out all the processed foods, all that hyper palatable fibers and everything that the bad bacteria is like, your good ones sort of take over, and all them problems with your acid reflux, your gas, your bloating, your IBS or whatever you want to call it, seems to go away. I would imagine if C person was here, it'd be testament to that. You know, just changing his diet to he's gone carnivore.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm not saying it's the carnivore just eating meat that's doing it, but maybe it's the process of eliminating all the other stuff. So it's a carnivore diet, and it's also an elimination diet. So it's you got two ways it can be working in your benefit.
Isn't it weird how we get older? I sit now and look at what I'm about to eat, and I think about how it affects my body. When I was young, I didn't care, dude. I'd eat 5 Little Debbie snack cakes at lunch, 2 cans of pop. You know, I just eat all nuts, man. Now it's like I sit down and I'm eating white bread from the store, thinking, you're no good, dude. Look at you. Your body's not no temple. You're putting white bread in there, you know. But it is cool. I'm glad we stay on that. We keep this at the forefront of our thoughts because all of us know as we get older. Look at Artman's about to get ripped, man. That one's really token. As we get older, man, our freaking health is important, and especially eating right shit. Oh, that's a good one. Hold on 1 second, Asa. I'm sorry. We got 2 people showing. I see.
That was a nice hit.
Oh yeah, I love the hash under glass.
It's
man.
barely hanging on though. It's about ready to fall off.
It's gooey, hot.
No, it isn't. Not this one. This ain't bubble hash.
That's a big chunk on there.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there, Smart. I think you try to treat your body like a temple, but at the end of the day, you treat it like an amusement park.
Yes, I do.
Touche.
I try, man. That's all I can do. There's days where I'm like, yeah, I know I'm eating like shit today, and it is what it is. But you know, at least conscientious of it, I guess, is half the issue. There we go. Beef.
Yeah. Ribeye.
Oh, that's my shit. Hey, go ahead. What else you got? A ribeye. I seen this too. Super eggs.
Super eggs, and you know, I recommend. I'm a big believer in the red meat, the beef. You know, there's studies actually coming out now. We have things called telomeres, and they decide how old you are and how long you got left to live. The longer and shorter they are, it determines how old you are biologically. And red meat has been proven and has come out in new studies is one of the only things that makes your telomeres longer and extends your life. You know, and I'm a big believer in it. You can survive healthily on just them 2 things. I'll then show you. You might.
Oh yeah. I eat eggs every day. Every
You know,
single day I eat eggs, don't I? It's
If-
very
Yeah.
rare that I miss, you know.
you can actually survive on just eggs.
Yeah.
You know, the eggs have got pretty much everything you need in them. But you see me, I eat a lot of fillet steaks a lot of the time, and they're lean. But what you actually do need, though, on this sort of diet, you need the fat. You know, because that's where you're gonna get your energy and your carbohydrates from. If I have a fillet steak, I'm gonna have to add butter. But if I've got the ribeye, it's got all the fat in there that I don't need to add. Yeah.
Try cooking it. Try searing it off in bacon grease. It's the best. I better stop talking about food. Hey, XYZ, he's a food guy. He likes to get this slow cooker out. What's happening with you, man? I feel like you've been pretty busy lately, and I haven't seen much of you.
Yeah, I've been super busy. I was in Phoenix yesterday, but I didn't even get to go to my house.
Oh, damn.
Dude.
Hey, XY, you sticking around for a little bit?
Yeah. Let's check out Puffy D's grow.
Puffy,
Puffy
man.
D, welcome to the show.
How's everybody doing?
Good, are you?
Great.
Good,
This is
good.
Oh, this is nice.
This is the bedroom, and these are all the plants I'm getting ready to pot up this next weekend and throw them in the flower room.
They're doing great, man. What substrate is that, Puffy?
It's cocoa.
Oh, nice. Damn.
Nice setup.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 2-tier growing system here. You're getting twice
I like
the bang
that.
for the same square footage, you know?
These are mothers.
Very tidy and organised.
What strains you got there, Puff? You allowed to say?
These over here, I think they're Bubba's. Let me check. Yeah, these are all Bubba's on this side, all the way down. And then these over here, some Bubba's, and I guess that's more Bubba's. And these are all should be Happy Days.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, these are Happy Days.
Nice.
They look happy.
Yeah.
They are finally, man.
They really
I'm getting getting this place straightened out, getting some good, healthy plants going in here, and yeah, things are looking good right now.
Yeah, you've been there for a little while now, enough to have a foothold. It's probably a big change when you first get there, trying to adapt to what's already going and shit. But I gotta say, we're pretty proud of you, Puffy, man.
Yeah,
this looks good.
That's
Looks
awesome.
good.
You're kicking ass. And for those who don't know, Puffy helped us get this station up off the ground and get it going. And then, life takes over. But it looks like you found your spot, man.
You're calling. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a learning curve going from my tents at home to something with this many plants going all at once. But it's been a fun adventure, I tell you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That would be so much fun.
I mean, you should have seen this place when I first got here. It was so neglected. The plants all looked really, really sad. And yeah, it was a major pain getting through all those, and then actually getting some new cuts coming in here and getting them all nice and healthy. And yeah, just growing them out now.
Awesome.
I potted these all up last weekend, and they've already shot up this much in 1 week.
Oh, wow. Good deal. They're loving life.
That's going from solo. What's that?
I was going to say, you hand watering these plants right now?
Yeah, well, all the time. Even in flower, I hand water, but in the flower room, I have a central line that runs to each room. So I've got a big 100-gallon stock tank that I just mix everything up in, and then I go to each individual room and just kick on a valve. And yeah, I've got a little wand that I just walk down the aisle and feed them all.
Nice. Right on. It looks like it's doing great for you, man. I'm happy to see this, man. I had no doubt in my mind that it would go good. I know it's a lot of work. Shit, that's a ton of work right there. You got twice this space, 3 times this space for flower, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, I've got 2 rooms that are, let's see, I believe they're 20 by 14. So that's what these will all go into next week. Well, not next weekend, but the like week and a half after that.
You should show us when you go in after you put them in. I'd love to see that place too.
Yeah, I need to get the range extender or the access point put up in that other building because it's a thick metal building and it almost completely kicks out the Wi-Fi while I'm in there.
Right on. We know that.
Well,
it's awesome to be even seeing this, and you taking the care to hand water them. You're spreading your good vibes too, and it's showing through your plants.
Yeah. I'm here every day, every morning from about 9 o'clock till noon.
Yeah, those plants look good, man. Especially those happy days. They look as cool as the Fonzie.
Yeah, these were actually cuts. Well, a couple of different cuts from the ones that were here when I got here. But they were neglected so bad that they were yellowing and all the leaves were droopy. And I just kind of saved what I could out of them, and then got a few cuts off of the good plants. The really stout ones that actually made it through. Grew them out, and then made all these from them.
How many watts you running in this room for lighting?
Actually, I could not tell you.
Okay.
These are just some cheap. These lights are pretty cheap.
They're working.
Farm light. I'm not sure. I think they're only like 260 watt lights. They're not very powerful, but I've got them so close that they don't need to be real powerful. See?
Yeah, no, I love it. They're perfect for that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to get another set to put on this side, but I don't have any lights up under here, so I can't put any plants down here. I usually just use this space for, like, when I do my IPM, I kind of tuck them under here until they dry out. I can stick them back underneath the light.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to have a place to set them if you wanted to get in there and do some work or check for bugs or anything, really,
Yeah. I don't know. We may end up putting some more lights underneath there, but that's up to the owner. Yeah, these are looking really good. I'm pretty proud of them, as far as I've come with what I had to work with.
Yeah.
And this guy's not the richest guy, richest owner. So we try to do everything pretty cheap, as cheap as we can.
Right. Right. And
I bet he's pretty happy because you said that the plants were looking really sad when you walked in there. Now look at what you've done. He's got to be like a lot relieved.
Return on investment.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He doesn't like to come down here because of everything that's happened in the past with his past growers and everything, and it's always looked like crap. Plants always look sad, and so I just send him pictures, keep him updated on what the plants are looking like, and where we're at on timeline and everything, and yeah, he's pretty happy.
He'll come around once he starts realizing it's chugging on all cylinders all the time. He can stop in, and he might think he's a jinx or something. And I can imagine how that would feel after one grower after another having difficulty in your area.
He's finally made it, and a gem like you in his garden was all that he needed.
This is wonderful, Puffy. I'm glad to see
this. There's really not a whole lot of growers in my area. I live in northwest Oklahoma. And there's not very many farms around here. So getting somebody who knows what they're doing around here is pretty difficult.
Yeah. I've heard.
And I didn't even want to do this. I didn't want to do this at all. But he's a friend of mine, and I hated seeing him suffer, bleeding money all the time and not getting any good product out. So I was like, screw it, I'll help you. Just make it worth my while. You don't have to pay me a ton of money. Just, pay for my gas and, food and stuff, and I'm good.
That's fair.
You're a good friend,
yes,
Puffy.
And maybe he'll.
So he does things like he'll go to a dispensary and buy a whole bunch of different buds to bring to me just for kind of an extra thank you.
Nice. You get to try different shit,
Yeah, this is kind of nice too because I get to. If there's something that we're growing that I haven't grown and, I want to take it home and throw it in my garden, I can. So pretty much anything I want, I can get.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I just started my home grow back up last weekend. So I've got those Rainbow Blast Oreos and then a couple of Grandpa's Breath crosses that are going right now. They're still in solo cups. They're still seedlings.
Well, that's cool, man. You have your work cut out for you then. You'll be working here in the morning and there at night, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
It's a passion, man. It definitely is. It's nice that you're helping do that. And can I ask you this? Do you guys have a what was the size of them rooms you said? Your flowers?
They were like, I think they're like 20 by 14, two of them.
Okay. Do you have any expected harvest goal weight out of those size? I'm just curious for square footage, and if you don't want to tell me, that's cool too.
Well, the owner, the least amount that he wants is 6 pounds per room.
Okay.
But I told him that I could probably get him 10 pounds per room.
Yeah, I was going to say you'll probably double his expectations. That's what my first thought was. I didn't do the math. 20 times 14 times 2 and square footage and try to figure it out. But I'm always curious of how it goes, because I know the plant count can be involved, and then you have your veg times change because of that and different things. So it's a good day to collect to see in my head what the measure of success is. And
yeah. Well, we don't have a plant count here. I mean, we're allowed to grow as many plants as we want. So it's just a matter of how packed in I want to put those plants in those rooms.
Yeah. You got movable tables or just walkways?
They're rolling tables. They are 8 by 4.
Nice.
The only part that I hate about them is I have to trellis them, and that's a pain in the butt to go through when you harvest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With that many plants, 3 or 4 would be all right, but when you got like 19 plants per table under the trellis, it becomes a pain.
See, that's the thing. I never thought of stuff like that. I guess that would be it's like being caught in a spider's web.
Yeah.
Does the trellis move with the table?
Yes. We've got PVC pipe using as frame. So the trellis just attaches to the PVC pipe, and I can move the tables around with no restrictions.
Hey, I want to say hi to Texas Weed Hopper. I think I slept on that one, man. I apologize. I want to let him know he's hooked in and we can see your plant and shit. We'll be over.
We'll be getting to you next.
It's okay.
Yeah, I got a question for Texas Weed Hopper. I saw his setup a little bit. You're running those whatchamacallits, the carrots, right?
It looks like he's got
He has the carrots, but he's running the weep hoses right now on this. I don't know if he put the carrots in yet. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, he had a diaphragm pump in there, and I was like, that looks strangely familiar.
Oh yeah, he's beefed up. He must have walked away for a little bit or something.
Can y'all hear me? My mic's not muted.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I heard it.
Okay, maybe I just got to get closer to it or something. Ugh.
Or yell louder.
I'm running blue mats and blue soaked drip rings. And you make the drip rings yourself. You got a pair of basically the couplings, which are just a pressure fitting, and then you got a little bit of 8mm hose that goes to a nipple for 2mm, and then the carrot. But the tape, you buy it by the foot, and then you make whatever size rings you want. This one just fired off. It's dripping the pot right now, so it's the first time that it went off. If you want to listen about blue mats, I got a lot to say about them, but I'll wait till you feature me or whatever. So.
Okay, yeah, I want to make sure Puffy gets his time here. I know he's at he's at
work right now.
Yeah, he's at the work facility, so I don't want to keep him if he has to go or do whatever. So, or if he has anything else you want to add to this, Puffy. But it's been nice hanging out with you for a little bit and talking to you, man.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm going to jump out so I can finish my work. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and show you guys the bedroom and how far I've come so far. So once I get that access point put up in the other building, I'll be able to take you guys over there and let you see what I got going over there. the rooms are a lot nicer than what this is. This building is actually one of those old like oil field dog houses for like the supervisors and stuff,
Yeah, I know
mud
what you
loggers
guys.
and things.
Yep. It's
So
exactly.
yeah, it's just one of those buildings. Got a couple of rooms. We just use one for doing pot ups and taking cuts and paperwork and things like that. And this room is our bedroom. But yeah, the other one's a brand new building and brand new rooms and everything with mini splits and dehumidifiers and tables and everything else. So it's a lot nicer than this room. So I'll have to get you guys over there once I get that set up.
Looking forward to that for sure.
Hell yeah.
And this was awesome coming on and you showing us the hand watering. That's pretty cool. How long does it take you to hand water just that room?
Not really that long. I use the same thing I use at home, which is the little 5-gallon jugs that I mix my newts up in. And I'm giving them like 600 milliliters a piece, one full cup of these, and these 1 gallon. So it probably takes me about 25 minutes to get through it all.
That's not bad at all.
Nope.
It only takes me about 5 minutes in the flower room though, because everything's on a hose that I just have to go around and mess with the nozzle.
Yeah.
Not have to walk back and forth to the bucket.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that when you get all that set up for us to go in those rooms. And thank you so much for taking us into your facility here.
Yeah, I've been wanting to come on for a while and show you guys my progress and everything, but I've just been too freaking busy to get in here, during the show. But yeah, I appreciate you letting me come on and kind of share my journey with you guys.
That's cool.
You're welcome anytime.
All right, guys, I'll catch y'all later. I still watch the shows, even if you don't hear from me. I'm still watching. So, cheers, everybody, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Cheers, brother.
A good one, Puffy.
Cheers, Puffy. We're gonna welcome Hash Under Glass. That is.
Well, I'll go after Weed Hopper. I'm just trying to get the phone to work.
Kingfisher had it right here. The OnlyFans.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. I cleaned that up real quick.
Yeah.
That was in response to your flasher, guys. So sorry about that, guys.
Oh man, what happened to the Arcman nude cam? Is it the Hash Under Glass cam now?
This is gonna be so freaking cool.
We get to see.
This is a good idea.
Go back to Texas. I'm still messing with my stuff.
Sure.
All right, yeah, we got Texas up next.
It has a lot to say about a blue mat.
Ison has his lights on too. We'll be able to get a tour of his tent or his room. Go ahead, XY. I know you want to badger the man about his
the blue mat.
Little critiquing going on here.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Gotta talk to.
So how's that? So you have that diaphragm pump. I assume you're pressurizing your system, obviously.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've got a SureFlow. It's actually a DC pump, so I had to buy the power supply. They make an AC model, but my son gave this to me because he wasn't using it for the hunting lease shower anymore. So I got that for free. And I'd always been wanting to get into blue mats, but I was always a little bit paranoid about letting something else take care of my watering for me. And hearing all the adjustment stuff and, gravity, feed, pressure issues, and all this stuff, I decided to go and do the pump.
Pressurized.
Yeah, pressurized. It's a pump, and then it's an accumulator. The accumulator is pressurized to 3 pounds below the switch-off pressure, which is 60 psi. Okay, so I got, or not 60, sorry, 55. So I got the accumulator pressurized. It's got a little rubber bladder in it. pressurized to 53 pounds or thereabouts. It's supposed to be 3 pounds less than the pump cutoff pressure. But anyway, after that, there's a adjustable flow controller. Okay, that's the red thing at the end. And I can adjust from 0 to 15 PSI on that, and very finely. And it's got a glycerin filled pressure gauge to tell me exactly where I'm at. So I'm running at 10 PSI on my pressure, and I could feed way more than this room. Okay, it's super overkill, but when the pump's on, it just goes blip. Then 30
I know
seconds
this sound.
later, a minute later, blip. You know, if it's just one plant. And I haven't had them all watering yet, but the one that's in the picture now, it had dried out, or not dried out. It had dried back enough for the blue mat to finally turn on. When you install the carrots, your soil's supposed to be up to, you know, what you consider not normal watering. You know, you don't want to be fully saturated, but you want it to be watered. And then you install the blue mats the next day or whatever. And when I installed them, it wasn't long before I had a couple of pots firing off on the bigger plants, or the tube filling up and watering. This one took another day and a half, and it finally went. I'm still waiting on this one, and I don't know whether you can see this display or not, but
Oh yeah, I know what that is. I got one of those too.
yeah, it's sitting at 82 millibars right now. So I'm curious with the depth of this carrot, and my meter's about the same. They're a little bit different in length, but I think they're about the same depth. I'm curious, you know, what the numbers will be when it does fire off. It's supposed to be around 100, but I was amazingly surprised at how easy it was to set up and use. Okay, now I'm set up to where I'm not going to have a reservoir that runs dry like the people that hang 5-gallon buckets in tents. Okay, so you know my res is 20 gallons, and we'll see how long that lasts. But I won't be letting my reservoir run dry. And you know, between runs, you're supposed to clean your system and stuff. But a lot of people run newts and stuff through it, and they don't do it, and then they get issues.
They get clogs.
Yeah, but so far so good. It's really cool, and to see the plants water themselves on demand, and have it start, and watch the soil just slowly saturate or get wet, you know, and then have it stop right at the right time, no runoff at all. You know, it's cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the numbers are on this thing, at least where it's planted right now. But yeah, long story short is it's really simple. You know, you fill the carrot up with water, and it's after it's soaked for a while, and you turn the little dial until it starts streaming out, and then you back it off until it just is closed. In other words, it's right at the point the little tube is pinched shut and the water's not coming through anymore. The drip's not growing. It's just hanging on the end of the tube. And then you mark that on the dial, and then you look over to where 2 diamonds over from that is, or you know the exact distance of 2 diamonds, and you mark it again. And then with 10, they've got charts, but with the 10 PSI that I'm running, you basically set it between the marks, and then you put the cap on it, which locks the setting. And that's called cap dialing or whatever. But anyway, after you plant the carrot full of water in there, when the soil gets ready to water, it fills the blue soak with water, pressurized at 10 psi, and it drips real slow till it's watered, and then it shuts off.
Cool.
Hey, I wanted to welcome J5 to the show real quick. Just let him know that he's hooked up and say hi.
Cheers.
And I didn't want to interrupt, but
Happy Sunday.
happy Sunday. Good to have you here.
J5's having a hard time with his fingers from all them blisters from trimming.
He's another scissor hands.
I got blisters on my fingers.
I'm putting some seed packs together.
Cool, man. There's Texas with his layout.
So So there's my res. I decided to get a 20-gallon brood. I could have got a 35 or whatever, but I figured I'd start with 20. If I need something bigger, I can always add it in. I've got a little pump in my res that's circulating the water. And then I've got a foot valve at the bottom, a check valve, so that since my pump isn't below my res, they say you're supposed to run a foot valve. But anyway, there's the pump that I'm using. And then the accumulator that I was talking about, and the flow valve, and then the tube goes around to feed all the pots. I got one after the check valve every 3 foot, give me room to move them around. But yeah, this one kicked off right away. This one went short time ago, but there's still a little pressure in there. They look happy. This one hasn't gone off yet. The tape's still flat. It hasn't been filled up with water. So it's waiting for this pot to dry out a little more. It feels a little heavy still. This is what you call it, Cinderella purple. And she's looking like a beast.
Yeah, big fat leaves.
This one and this one are the two that I started later. Okay. They were started like 5 weeks after these guys that I fucked up.
And they've caught up.
I had the real high pH when I soaked them, and then had them in seedlings for about 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever. This one's probably the runtiest of the bunch, and I keep contemplating whether I'm going to chop it or just let it go. It's Princess Hayes, and she is slow as a mother. Skinny stalk. Doesn't really look like it's got any bad deficiencies. It's just slow. Junkie 99 still in beast mode pretty much. But yeah, what I'm doing after they water is I'm basically scratching in a tablespoon and a half of the Coast of Maine plant food, Stonington blend, and then covering it with some hay to keep the evaporation down. Keep the top layer, and then I'm going to go out to my worm bed and get a bunch of worms and put them in each pot. But with this blue mat thing, you always have the option of just watering normally over the top of it, and it doesn't mess it up. You don't have to turn it off or anything. It'll just sense the wetter soil and just wait till the normal dryback time and turn back on when it needs to. So if I got a plant that needs something extra, I can always put that in. Anyway, I'll quit talking. That's all for me. Unless anybody's got questions.
Looking damn good.
Yeah, and I like that system. It looks like you use good quality parts, pumps, put it together, a nice glycerin filled quality. All that shit over there looks good, man. I like that. Nothing janky.
They all look different too. Look at the plants. They got the narrow leaf, the wide leaf. You got a nice variety going. Cool.
I think so. This one's probably the most fucked up of the bunch. Looking like it's got some phosphorus deficiency and who knows what all, but there's areas of the plant that's normal, so I'm just kind of going to fertilize it and wait for everything to equal out. But
you say you're growing in cocoa?
No, I'm in ocean forest. I'll admit it. But
they want to know if that's straw on top.
Is what? Sorry.
They want to know if that's straw on top of some of those pots. How come only some of them have it?
Because I'm waiting until they water so that the soil is moist, and then I'm going to scratch the Stonington blend in and then cover it with some hay. So these are just watering for the first time, these guys here that aren't covered with straw. So this one went off and that one went off. That one's going off now, so I'll scratch the stuff in, or I'll fertilize them and do the same thing to them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I'll clean up, vacuum, wipe the floor down, another advantage of this is you don't have spraying your soil up and spraying on the wall and spraying on the floor and everything else that happens when you're hand watering.
Yeah, much neater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Well,
far, so good. No problem.
Man.
In fact, I might hook this up to my raised bed outside. All I got to do is run some line outside. Of course, it'll drain my reservoir, so I got to hook up something more, I guess. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe hooking. Actually, with the garden, I'd probably just hook that up with the garden hose and have a line out to the raised bed rather than being independent like this is.
Gotcha.
I mean, honestly, if you've got a pressurized water line, all you need is a 10 psi flow restrictor.
Yeah, you mean like outside on a garden hose or anything like that?
Yep, you could.
Yeah.
You just run the garden hose out there and do the same kind of setup, and you got watering on demand. When it rains, it knows it doesn't water then until it dries out enough to water.
Yeah, I water my garden every night in the summertime. You have to, and it still looks underwatered sometimes. So that would be a great.
Sorry, I had to rejoin. I was wanting to say, looking good there, Texas. I like your system. I was gonna build one like that, but I went a little bit different.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming. I've had boxes of blue mats in my closet for a while and stuff, and it was going this direction, that direction. This direction was going to do gravity feed and have was thinking about the pressure and how to overcome that crap. And then my son came up with the pump, and I'm like, voila.
Yeah, they have the pressure switches built in.
And it actually made him happy to see it getting used, because he was kind of mad about spending $80 on this pump that he wasn't going to be able to use anymore.
Yeah, that's like Ice and I. He had one. He has a blue mat system in his closet now for 5 or 6 years. He said, and he's not in the same boat.
Yeah, I'm still using it. I'm up. My room is upstairs.
I got a very similar system. This is my res. It's all in one piece, but yeah, I'm using the same SureFlow DC pump. But I actually have a pressure sensor right here that controls the speed. It has a control board on it with that heat sink. That's basically a speed controller for a DC pump. And so I don't have the expansion, the what'd you call that? The accumulator? Yeah, the accumulator.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those, but then it feeds into these Netafim net bows.
Right.
And then I use these T's to make it easy to connect up and change. You can change the flow rate by changing this little piece right here. Actually, Jace is running the system right now on his.
Oh yeah, I was just talking to XYZ about that on Instagram, because I was running that old system last time, and this is just hands down superior, because I was wasting so much water that last time. The way those hydro halos work, it's pretty much like a jet stream of water coming down. These things are a slow drip, so it's precision. I mean, I think right now I'm doing 220 milliliters per event, and it's about perfect. I mean, it's about a minute and a half after the watering shuts down, then I start getting runoff, and then they're all equal too, so I'm not really wasting anything here. I could tell I'm going through a lot less water. Of course, I got smaller plants and everything, so I'm kind of comparing different apples to apples here. But yeah, it's awesome. I love it hands down.
So XYZ, you're just duty cycling the motor so that you never get into the high pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, well, it controls the speed using that pressure sensor. It doesn't duty cycle it. It PWMs it, which is pulse width modulation. So it chops up the DC going to the pump, and that controls the speed.
Right. I know pulse width modulation on power supply designer.
Yep. And so pulse width modulation, you chop the pulse up, and the motor sees a different voltage. It doesn't see the full 12 volts unless it doesn't shut it off at all and just runs at full speed. Unfortunately, with Jace's system, his is an AC pump with the pressure switch He doesn't have an accumulator. That's a good idea there, Texas. Jace, if we put an accumulator on your system, it's not going to make that. It'll just go every once in a while.
$35 on Amazon.
Hey, I'm all about the upgrades.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's genius there, Texas.
No, they don't have pulsing water.
That's how we do like a whole bunch of air hoses. XY. We would take one big compressor, run it to what we called a pig or an accumulator that had a manifold side. We could hook 4 or 5 big air guns to that and work off of the pig all day, you know. And I think it's the same system or the same theory, but with liquid.
Yeah, the only difference is inside that accumulator, it's basically got a rubber bladder that fills up with water, and then it pushes against the air that's in the accumulator. And once it gets to a certain pressure, it stops.
I gotcha. Okay, that is a good system.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely cool. Definitely cool.
You could actually be fixed at a pressure if you just get a cheaper flow restrictor, but I went the expensive route and bought the adjustable one. That's about $120 from Sustainable Village, but it's really cool. You turn this dial and it adjusts the pressure in a really fine manner, and I mean the gauge is from 0 to 30 psi, so you got really good resolution, and you can set it at whatever way you want. But what's cool is with all my carrots set at exactly the same point, with this master, I can adjust the flow basically, and if you turn it down, you'll get more dry back. Okay, so in flower, I might dial it back to get more dry back, and it'll treat all the pots the same because they're all calibrated to the same point.
That's a nice setup, man. I like that. Easy
Now,
to use.
If you got a finicky one that's different than the others, you can always take a 2.5 millimeter Allen key and put it inside that protective cap that's there so that you don't bump it and change the setting.
Yeah.
But you can actually fine tweak it an individual plant if it doesn't like the water level or whatever.
That was what I would do. I would bump it and change it. Flood them.
Yeah, everybody fears that, but I think the fear is unfounded now, seeing how easy it is. But I may be wrong. We'll see.
Plus, yours is tucked out of the way over there. You got a little more space than just being crammed under the stairs or in a real tight area. But I like that system. That's cool. It's nice. You got okay. Jace might have got a little upgrade idea.
Yep, I'm about to give it XYZ on that one.
I actually did a little bit more than just the pump thing. I put my humidifier up here on a shelf so it doesn't take up floor space, and it drains out the wall outside, so I don't have to empty buckets.
Oh, that's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Get this box out of here. That's just my extra blue mat shit. But yeah, it gives me more floor space. I'm going to get that fan and mount it up on the wall as well, or something, suspend it instead of having it sitting on the floor. And I'll be able to use the whole room.
Get a little more walking space to spread them things out.
Well, yeah, and I may be confident enough to go back to the big move them, but I don't. I might like growing smaller plants and more of them.
Ah, man, I was just squirreled out. Yeah, everybody in the chat saying that they like your room, man. It's pretty cool. We all agree.
It's
looking good. Absolutely.
Never stop.
Once a week with bong water. Okay, Jake, that's the secret to your plants.
Oh yeah.
He
I would
waters
know
once a
if he
week.
put. I would know if he put bong water in his damn Raz. I would know that.
Yeah, I got XYZ can monitor my my grow from his house. I got a big brother watching my grow. That way, if I mess up, he's right there behind me to make sure I don't fall down.
Nice. Well, we still have Isanai and Hash Under Glass, also known as Art Man, to do.
We also got a seed giveaway. Nobody's even mentioned that.
Nice.
So we got some OC grower again. The too much bit of Zushi and the Zushi Banger and 1 pack of Goth Girl from Seed Person.
Ooh.
Looks like in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I totally forgot, man. I apologize.
That's all right. Let me show you what I got going.
All right, let's get you on the big screen here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make up the
All right.
seed giveaway.
Nice.
That little short thing is the Harlequin. It's doing real good, but I tried to kill the seedling, so it kind of stunted it. But it's doing real good now. It's supposed to be a 7-foot plant, so I think it's going to make it. No, I don't think so. That is the Flow OG clone in rock, and this is Flow OG in soil. For I'm going to try to make some pollen. Whoops, get back up. All right. Anyway, that's what I'm doing with that. That's the Pro Mix. And here we go.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Fucking up.
Whoops.
Looking really nice.
Oh,
Really nice colors there. Stack, man, you got a lot of them too.
Yeah, there's about 21, I think. It shocked me out of one plant. But that's the one that I topped, the mother. And it looks really good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm up in the screen looking, man. Yeah. That's cool.
And it smells like Tester's model glue. It's the weirdest funk.
Ah, that's a weird.
That's probably a smell you haven't come across a lot in your garden.
Never.
Still had Talia.
But yeah, looks really good though. And this is Dean 420's Black Cherry Garlic crossed with Trop Cherry. That was the mother. I couldn't throw it away. I couldn't cull it. So I stuck it in here. I had 2 other clones. I only saved one of them. This is the other clone. I just cleaned it all out down there. But it's got about maybe 8 big colas. And this is about 2 weeks or a week and a half behind the other. So that's going to be really nice. But not as nice as this one.
Wow, that's beautiful.
They are beautiful, man. And they're
It is. It's still got 2 to 3 weeks to go.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Can you imagine? My credit, my system. Super hydro. This puppy right here, my mini split. I told the wife if I could marry it, I would. And she just shook her head.
Rolled her eyes and said, "What?"
Yeah, well, I've said that before, but yeah, that's important though. That mini split made all the difference. There's no foxtailing. There's nothing ugly. It's all exactly the way I want. So, anyway,
looks great.
That's looking good. I like it. I'm very happy, and I've been running CO2, so
Hey, what do you
1200.
next?
Huh?
What are you putting in here next?
Oh, that would be the Harlequin. I got to grow that out, and you know, I need more medicine. I'm almost out of the Harlequin, and I'm hoping that this pheno is like the other one that I had, because like I've told you before, that stuff can stop a headache. It is major pain control. So I'm hoping this one is just like it, and it looks like it. So I'm hoping it's the same medicinal qualities. So, but that would rock. I would love that. But I'm going to put that one in next. And now Rocinante has also got a couple clones of the black maple 22. So I'm keeping that open for that too, whenever that gets here. So anyway, that's what I got. I'm all good.
I haven't heard from
So,
Rock. I hope everything's all right with him.
I talked to him the other day. Things are really, really crazy. His dad was, he had medical problems and stuff. So he's had his plate really full. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I just talked to him a couple of days ago. So, but
I'm glad to
he's
hear
doing
he's
good.
hanging in there.
Yeah, he is. That's about what we can do in those situations. Family illnesses and stuff are pretty hard,
Oh yeah.
pretty devastating. So anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to jump onto my computer because I'm on my phone right now. So it'll take me a few minutes. But the giveaway in 15 minutes.
I'll get it set
Oh,
up
yeah.
here. We still got, let's see, we still got Ice Garden to go over, but I'll get the giveaway up there real quick so we have some time. I see.
And okay, Jace.
We got Jace.
Okay.
Ice and I's got an animal there.
What the hell?
Is that a dinosaur? That's a praying
That's
mantis.
pretty cool.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to share this screen, this giveaway thing. I need 1 second. Is it working? It's working now, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Takes a minute, maybe. I don't know.
There we go. It's up now. Art. Thanks again to Art, man. He's trying to get reconnected on his computer, but thanks for bringing the seeds over. Thanks to OC Grower for making the seeds and
Awesome community here.
handing them out. And we'll give people a minute here to do this. We still got to do Ice and Ice garden and Jace's garden. So we got some time here. I got a joint rolled up. I'm assuming both of you guys are going to stick with us for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be here at the end of the show.
Cool. I'm going to smoke this joint. We'll let people type away for a minute. And good luck to everybody. Hey, we grew an OC grower strain, just one. I can't remember which one. It was a Black Lime Reserve strain. It was something he made. It was Black Butter Reserve crossed with Black Lime
Peanut
Reserve.
butter belts.
Crossed with peanut butter belts or something. It was
Peanut butter breath.
What's that?
I think it was peanut butter breath cost of peanut butter. It had so many peanut butters in it. It's like,
It was black peanut butter in my mind, but anyhow, it was really good, man. It got frosty. We grew it in a small pot, and it got
There we go.
Make sure everybody gets involved.
I'm back.
Art Man's
Okay.
back.
So how'd you like that, Smut? The
What's
flower
that?
room. How'd you like the flower room?
Oh, it's nice, man. The colas are. I tell, like
They're
if you look
so
at the
fat.
if you look at the top of the cola, they're the fattest part, and I'd say over the next 2-3 weeks, they're gonna be that thickness all the way to the bottom, man. That's what I foresee. You know how they fill in. That's gonna
And
look.
that top chunk's gonna fatten up too.
It's gonna swallow up some of them leaves. You'll probably maybe remove a couple, and then right at the end, they're gonna look like big old donkey dicks hanging out. I know exactly what they're gonna look like.
I was surprised there were so many, though. I'm not good at topping. That's not my thing. I'm not hemp with UG. So, but that one, man, that's 20. Well, he has the perfect scrog. But that one, it was pretty impressive for me.
Well, Art Man, I think that is the best picture or video I've seen of any of your grows ever, hands down. I think you should marry that mini split.
I'll tell you what, that did make a lot of difference too. That mini split temperature control is critical on that, especially in my kind of grow. The reservoir temperature and the environment.
But I do see that you did do the cover of the errant lights. It's too bad you can't turn them off.
Yeah, I did. I taped that piece of black foam core or mat board right on it.
I gotta do something. But
yeah,
is there an app for your air conditioner? I believe that one might have. Yeah, you have an app for that, so you don't need that display. You should just paint black over it or white.
I love it though. It's really made the difference in the room. Right now it's 80 and 53.8% relative humidity.
And how's the lights off work for you when you still have that humidity spike, or is it now more
Oh no, it's
controllable?
program. Now the as the grow has gone, the bigger the plants have gotten, I've had to turn my dehumidifier up or down, whichever. I've clicked it down to 40, I think, but it keeps up. But that's about it, really. It keeps up. I need to make my plants a little smaller to make it easier. It's doing pretty good though. I'm happy. As long as I don't get above 65 or 70, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good to go.
He's growing them big plants in buckets of water. They process a lot of moisture, man.
Transpiration is crazy. They take a lot. I've been eating a lot.
How do you empty your dehu? Do you just take the bucket and dump it?
No, I've got a hose to a drain.
Okay.
Floor drain for the win, man.
Yeah,
so
that is always.
It used to be a coal room. That room, my flower room, and they have a little trench going, or a little gutter going all the way around the edge of the room, so the coal wouldn't get wet. Okay. And it goes right to a hole in the wall, and it goes right to the floor drain. So that was already there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But anyway.
And well, we had 2 4x4 tents, 8 big plants in flower. We had our dehumidifier running full blast. We was probably getting about 5 or 6 gallons a day out of that room, pulling out of the lung room.
Surprise.
And each plant was consuming about a gallon a day. So we had about 8 gallons going in the room for fertigation and about 5 or 6 coming out of the dehumidifier every day. And the room's closed, so I got to assume that most of that came from the tents, obviously, and not from ambient air throughout the house.
Yeah, you're right about that. When you start firing off those dehus, they start generating a lot of water. Mine, I actually run into my my runoff catch, my runoff tanks.
I always thought the air conditioner was grabbing the other couple gallons.
It is.
So 8 gallons in, 8 gallons out. It works out, might seem weird, but it works out pretty close, it seemed like.
It's just too bad you can't use that water that the dehu catches. It just irks me. It's like, man, I pay so much to filter this water. I pay so much to, put newts in it. Then my plant, takes the newts, evaporates it, and then I basically pay to turn it back into water. Why can't I use that water again? But I hear bad things if you do that happens. Like you contaminate your water across the coils.
Well, and if you're running newts, you're going to dilute it at unknown rates.
Well, it concentrates pathogens. It pulls them out of the air and puts them in a nice little package, puts them in the water. And if you use that water, you're introducing possible pathogens to your plants. I don't say it's going to kill them or anything.
Well,
that's a theory.
Smart and I, back in the day, like when we didn't know what we were even doing, maybe our second or third grow,
we said the same thing.
I thought, well, this water looks perfectly fine. Why are we taking it in there, dumping it, and filling a bucket and carrying it in? Like, why don't we just use this water?
Nope.
And we were growing in cocoa, so our plants started doing really, really poorly. And people were asking, what did you do different? And that's the one thing that we said we were doing. That's when we learned not to do that anymore. It just damn near killed our plants. And that was like one of the newbie no-nos, I guess.
I learned all about gray water. I learned about how a lot of those parts are made in China, where they don't have stringent protocols on heavy metals and shit. So it could be dripping across aluminum and copper, different whatever things. And
that's what it's doing.
Also, yeah, and it's also concentrating the stuff like Artman said, which gray water is just nasty stuff. I pour mine down the drain. I collect it and pour it down the drain.
I use
throw it outside.
I think one good use for dehumidifier water is putting it in your humidifier, especially if you're using an ultrasonic one.
Oh, I never thought of that. I guess, but
Tap water's
you
hard
wouldn't
on
be
those.
running them both.
If you use
Yeah, I use RO.
I use DI water for my humidifiers, but it's all plumbed into the water system. So, I mean, I got a water line, a little 1/4-inch water line running all the way around my living room. You know, it's pretty stealthy though. It's a tiny white tube, runs all the way around up and over the door, the back door, and then goes into my system. But I have valves that I can turn on and off that will refill my humidifier. But that's a good idea. Dehumidifier water into the humidifier. But I don't know. I think it might foul it up somehow because I don't know. But thanks, Smot, for talking me out of recycling my DU water because that would have been bad. But I use my runoff water my few plants I've got outside. I just mix it up and basically with fresh water and tap water and just put it on the plants. And my plants love it. Well, the trees love it. And then we only have like 5 plants though, being in Arizona.
All right, I see the American one joined us, so I want to say everybody I want to say hi to the American one, and we're going to try to squeeze a couple garden tours in here after the giveaway. Make sure we give everybody a fair chance, and so if you're listening, type in the word art to get into the. Is there any stipulations, Art man? International, all right?
No, international. No, everything goes. Anything goes. No, Sleepless Sativa art, not art man. I just couldn't type my own because I didn't want to win my seeds. I had to delete that message. I was like, I typed my own
That'd be
name.
crazy.
I can't have that. Anyway, yeah.
And the winner is Art Man.
Hey, save money on shipping that way.
I'm actually putting Tao's win from the other day together right now.
Nice.
Video.
Yeah.
We'll get this pulled in a minute here. Make sure everybody gets in. You guys ready to pull this? We got 30 people.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We got a couple grow tours to do. Go for it.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Nail her.
There we go.
And here we go.
I still get excited when I see my name.
Me too. That's like stop. Oh,
Man.
Dad, congratulations. If you can, get a hold of me at Instagram and I will shoot them out.
I want to say what up to my rudder brother. What up, Jason Line?
I just posted
That's a good
Artman's
homie.
Instagram link in the chat.
Thank you. Excellent. Get a hold of me and I'll shoot 'em out.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Hey, he has to be here, main dad. There he
There
is.
you go. Cheers, buddy.
And hopefully,
I think he might have won a long time ago. if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. Congratulations.
I've seen Main Dad come up a couple times on a couple giveaways.
Very good.
is he, you have Instagram, main dad?
Yep. Cool. Thanks
Yep.
a lot.
Oh,
Man.
All right.
sweet.
We'll make it work.
Good deal. All right, let's get some.
Oh.
Garden tours.
I'm
We'll
into
do some garden tours. Who wants to go first?
Hi, J5. Hey, man.
I
just
got
wanted
a
to say
short
that.
one.
You got a short one you want to go first?
Yeah, let me get it out the way.
All right.
All right.
That works. If it's not a problem with anybody else. So yeah.
They're sticking around. So
It doesn't bother me. I have someone to blame it on now. It's not my bad hosting.
There you go. So all these they're all green, all the leaves, stems, and everything. But I'm telling you, it's a little too cold in here still, so they're really slow growing. But they're growing, and I'm gonna get me a baby heater after today at some point. But yeah, they're all green and happy, and these are all except for this one right here. These are all and I think that's a cantaloupe seed from the earthworm.
Cool.
There was a lilac diesel by Banana Femme Photo Seeds gifted from Seed Person. Thank you again, Seed Person. And yeah, so that's what I got. I think I got 28 of them.
out of
Nice.
30 that I popped.
They
But,
definitely look
yeah,
good, don't they? I think
yeah,
they
that's
look
all I
pretty
have
good.
right now. But yeah, but it's been at least, what is it, 2-3 weeks now. They should be definitely bigger. If it was warmer in here, I know they would be. And I'm going to get me a
Yeah.
bigger.
Now I know it doesn't do
Especially-
anything during lights out, but have you thought about throwing like a 400 watt HPS up there instead of a
I
1,000
did
watt
think about
space
that.
heater?
So I was going to ask you guys too. So I got me a Mars Hydro. That's a 4x4. I was thinking about cutting it and like doing long ways 2x2 because this is like a long and skinny. But I don't know what I'm going to do now because right now they're on the basically. I got me a baby LED that I had a long time, and I got the LED bulbs in this fluorescent fixture. So, but when they get towards flowering, I'm definitely going to want better, bigger, different spectrum lights. So I don't know. I got to figure that one out too. But I do. I have a 400 watt HPS. I got a 600 watt. I was thinking about throwing that up in here because that would definitely heat things up too. Yeah.
That's all the heat you need.
Maybe I will just do
You'll need to
that.
figure out something during lights out. Like that's why I like to have rooms when I was doing a lot of indoor back in the day. I'd have rooms on opposite schedules, so I'd blow the heat from the hood of the one into the one during the dark period, and vice versa. So it worked out great in the wintertime.
It works out great because also when the plants are sleeping, they actually give off CO2. If you didn't know that,
Yep.
So that helps with the other side. But yeah, maybe I will just find that 400 watt and put it up in here. That's a great idea. But yeah, that's all I got for now.
I'll definitely heat up your grow room there, Cal.
Yeah.
And you'll give you a lot more light.
Yep.
I think you're a little underlit.
Definitely gives you more light than a space heater.
Hey, do you have how much height do you have in there, Tal?
I got at least 5 feet, maybe 6 feet.
Okay.
It's like it slants. I don't know if you can see the slant, but
yeah. I see this. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got height. Yeah, I could do that.
That's cool.
And
Right
yeah,
from the
so
rod.
this is like auto, so I could keep the light on for long enough to keep it warm forever. Like I think I have them off 4 hours right now. That's it. You know, the light off for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you run your lights at night when it's the coldest, and then turn them off like in the afternoon where it's the warmest. I mean, I know you're in a colder environment up where you're at. I don't want to say where, but
It's all right, Pennsylvania. I don't care. Yeah.
Caveman has a good idea. If you have any sheet foam, you can put under the pots to keep them insulated from the ground a little bit. I actually do that with my seedling dome.
Right. I got the heating pad on like 73 degrees down there.
Oh, okay. Well, you're set.
Heating pad.
Yeah, it only does a little. It's a cloning. It's a heat mat. But yeah.
Every bit helps, but yeah, that's a little chilly, huh?
Yeah, that's like 60. Yeah, it was 62 before the ones I was reading.
That's still cold right there.
Yeah, that's
man.
still too cold. Yep. So yeah. All right. I don't want to take up more time. And
no, you're fine, Kyle. We got plenty of we got
the winters were always fun to like figure it out, the little spots and little tips and this. But once you get that stuff rolling, dude, I grew my best pot on my winter runs.
Oh yeah, definitely. The winter is the time.
Once you get them dialed in,
you could adjust it better. Yep.
Yeah, you're not fighting the humidity so bad.
Yep. And that's another thing. It's probably a little dry in here, but if I get the heat in here, it'll build up the humidity a bit too.
I have the exact opposite problem though. During the winter, my humidity goes off the charts because I'm not running my AC, and that's the only real, besides my DHU, it's the only thing that really dries anything up.
All right, so that's it. They're all looking happy, but like I'm saying, they're slow. But we'll fix it. We'll get it better. We'll make it better.
Once they get some heat, I bet they kick off, man. They're like springs that are unsprung. Once you put the heat to them, they'll start jumping, man.
Yep. I want to get it in there before they possibly want to start flowering,
Yeah. Thanks for updating us, Kyle.
Yeah, it's nice to see your garden.
We got to
Looking
see
good.
you, man, go and dig them out of the ground, out of those little pots with the roots hanging everywhere. I was a little wondering how good they would do. I'm actually surprised to see that they all are doing pretty damn good. Some of them seemed a little rough, didn't they? Even under your standards.
Oh yeah, I thought a couple of them weren't even going to continue onward, but they have. Yeah.
Yep. That's the magical green finger touch, green thumb touch, isn't it? All right.
They looked healthy, but they're going to be
Earth
small.
ones. Yeah, they're going to be little, but
You got
like
a whole
I said,
bunch
I
of
got-
them though, so
yeah, exactly. That was the plan. A whole bunch, and if they're little, that's all right.
All right, who's up next? We got OK Jace and Ice and I that still have yet to do their tours. Anybody want to go first?
I can go.
All right, let's rock it. They do look good.
All right.
I know our man commented how much the fantasy was.
Yeah.
It's the Canopy guy.
Mhm.
Well, all but this one asshole right there on the left. Everything.
I see that. Okay, there's always one troublemaker.
and that one little main in the back there is trying to grow up bigger. But yeah, I had to raise everything up. I got buckets back there. I got anything I can to prop these things up. But yeah, it's
when you
working
got
so
a
good
girl
so far.
back up like that, Jace, you got to reach up there, massage her real nice around the stem line, you know, and then give her one.
Bend her over.
Oh,
Super
Ooh.
crop.
Keep
you-
going,
Keep
keep
an eye
going.
on her.
Do you think
This
it's
is-
deep in the flower, maybe?
Well, I'm in let's see, about week 2.5 from flip.
You're
So I've
close
got
to where I would feel comfortable doing it. I think they'd still recover, but if it's not going to be super bad, I don't know if I would do it. I always worry about doing it after the bolt.
Yeah, I'll probably just have to come back in and boost those other ones up a little bit more because I don't think I can really do anything to get these back down. That's too rigid now at this point. This is that one that I accidentally topped. I didn't mean to top right there, but you can see I let that one grow up straight and I tied the other ones down so it'd catch up, and it did. I got the twins up there now, so I got two colas out of that.
Here, I'll show you what we do, if you don't mind, Jace. I love this. You have such beautifully built plants that it makes it easy to walk this through. And so if you can you put your finger up on the plant right there on one of them colas? Yeah. Go down about halfway down the cola, a little bit more, down a little more, maybe up a little bit. Keep going up, right about the second knuckle. Go in between those two. No, next one up. Go higher. Yeah, keep going a little more. Right in the middle of the node, right there. Yeah, somewhere around in there, I would take a piece of saran wrap and wrap it around there, and then I would squeeze that until it was pulped, and then it will slowly start to get limp, and then you kind of just bend it over a little bit and put some kind of a wire or something or a trainer to hold it, and then after about 5 or 6 days, I personally come back and unwrap them and shit. They're all healed up. And then they kind of like have that knuckle in it and lays your canopy down a little bit. Now, sometimes that seems pretty aggressive to do that on all them colas. Is it really worth it? I just kind of wanted to go over what we've done in the past. We've also just got shitty with them and reach up and just blam, snap them over a little bit like the Ice and I did. And they always recovered from that. But if it gets out of control for you, that's something you can try. But again, I only do that until like about this time. And then I wouldn't do it too much later. But no, I'm not saying you need to do that or anything. I just kind of wanted to go over it. It's a fun thing to do that and watch it.
It's an option. It's an option.
Yeah,
It's an option, yeah.
it fattens them up.
you can
They
also
knock
take
off.
a clone that way.
Yeah, and if anything, this plant has the most space around it, so I do have a little bit of wiggle room with that one to
Oh,
go
yeah.
around it.
That would work out pretty good.
It keeps you from trying to pull them down the whole branch and putting pressure down in the crux of your X there, you know, and splitting it. This takes all that pressure away by doing that, and they get to stay the way they are. But anyhow, I apologize for interrupting. Can you please go ahead?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, this one's cool. This is more like that's the difference between a manifold and a main line. You leave that first node, and then you would top again up here for your manifold. But I let that first one grow up kind of by accident, so I got a bonus set of nodes coming up on both sides. So
Bonus.
yeah, so that one's that's probably gonna be my heavy hitter right there. That's gonna have the most weight. But that's probably my second favorite growing plant right now. It's probably this raspberry parfait in the back. It's kind of hard to get to. That's another thing. I want to get my second 10 up and running because if I only had 3 plants in here, man, that'd be so nice to work on those and not have to reach back to that second row. But that's my next project when that light comes in.
You're right.
Raspberry.
Give yourself some room.
Yeah, so we're just chugging along. I cleaned up the bottoms, got the lowers off, and that's about it. Oh, I added a fan down there at the bottom below the canopy, and I got the one above it.
Nice.
zip tied my high grow in the corner.
There's a little tidbit for you. If you test the runoff on that back left corner plant, it'll always be slightly higher from the extra drying effect from the fan there. I had plants that were doing
Jace doesn't really test his runoff. He's got sensors in his system that actually tells him what his
forgot
EC is.
about that. He's all hooked up with the XYZ code.
Yeah, there's one right there. And then I came in and I took a Dremel and I cut the side of the pot ever so carefully and put one in the bottom so I could get the lower quadrant of the pot down there.
Look at this.
I like it.
That is pretty freaking slick.
That's pretty slick.
It's nice having smart friends.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
As Larry David would say. I don't know if anybody.
Man, I like that tall girl in your tent. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with having one that's like different than the others.
Yeah, that's the multi-strain growing woes continue. I mean, I got that one in the bucket back there. That thing's tiny. That's that Tropicana cherry in the back. That thing's small.
But she'll be so good. You're going to love that one.
She's like a little mini bonsai tree. Oh, shit. Yeah, she's like a little mini bonsai tree. She's barely at the canopy level, but it's got a bunch of tops on it, so I'll get a bunch of good buds from the top part here.
Yeah, she should start turning red here next week or two, I imagine.
Yeah, it's a nice purple. And I got another purple, the purple panty droppers there back in the lift, in the back lift.
I want to say that you've done excellent space management here, and I don't see that there's really any, for the amount of veg time, training, and where you're at, I think you've done a fantastic job. These plants are going to...
being all different strains. I mean, you already know they're going to be doing different things, and that looks nice and even.
I think we're right at 7, maybe 8 weeks from seed wet.
Okay. And you're on what, 2 weeks of flower?
Yeah, about 2.5. I think this coming Thursday will be 3 weeks. So they're about getting towards the end of bolting here.
They're looking real happy. And do you do any leaf removal?
Minimal, mainly at the bottom. So like you can see down here, these are just leaves down here. I get all the nodes off the bottom, but I leave the leaves down. I don't like taking leaves off unless it's a problem, or if it's real packed in there, or if it's hanging in the soil or something. I try to leave as many leaves on as I can.
Yeah, if you're not having trouble handling the humidity, I can see the appeal of that.
More solar panels.
That's it, man.
Yeah. I think I heard
you have no shortage.
Levels is going to do the super swaz.
I
think someone was talking about it.
Super swaz.
Yeah,
strip her down.
All the leaves, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Jace, this is only like a handful of grows in, yeah.
Yeah, this is my 4th grow right here.
Yeah.
Nice.
We've done a little commercials. Yeah, that's dope, dude. Yeah, everyone I've seen looks really good.
Yeah.
You could actually take off more in the bottom, and then the rest of it, you have plenty of solar panels up there. Look at that. You have hardly any shadow in the bottom or any light penetrating to the bottom. It's really
that's
good.
what I do. I'll just leave it down there until I can really see it start to senesce, and then once it looks like it's no good anymore, I'll just yank her off.
Nice.
See, we often strip our lowers because with hand watering, I need to get in there, and they're in the way.
Yeah.
So you'll always see the lower 1/3 of ours, like pretty much stripped down to nothing. But it's all about timing. I only do that when they're big enough because I think a lot of people might not recognize that the older leaves don't photosynthesize as efficiently as the upper leaves, the newer leaves. And a lot of times the lower leaves only get about 10% light, and it's realized in the red spectrum because of it's passing through the upper canopy, and a little bit does get through. And so the older leaves don't take that much of a weight, but I'm with you. I leave mine on too.
If you're popping seeds indoors, it's a good practice to get into anyway. You're going to run into a lot of intersex issues, doing like a unfreaking lollipopped seed plants.
Yeah. I agree. You got to be in there looking, and it's part of the inspection process. You know, be able to get in there and see up underneath.
With the
and shit,
genetics
so-
today, like you'll see a lot of freaking problems if you don't take that bottom third, like you're talking indoors.
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah. And I also think if you take 80% of the leaves, you're going to possibly stress it out and express those bad traits as well. So the super schwaz,
And you're going to
is
crush
not-
your yields, I believe, too. Because
Yeah,
I
it's not my
experienced that with
recommend-
some of those outdoor plants this year. Those ones that got that septoria early on in the season in veg.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't do so well.
Yeah, that
It's
was
hard to
those
see.
people. I was going
You
to say
see
that
the
was those
results
people
of
out of
schwazzing?
Colorado. Didn't they develop that technique, the schwazzing, the three alike technique, or whatever it's called?
I've seen that
Yeah.
book. I've read it. I've read
Yeah.
that book. So
Well, they developed
But
their
have
own
you-
nutrient line based off that too, because they swear that you have to adjust the micronutrients if you're using that technique. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
a
but-
sales pitch to get their nutrients or what.
oh yeah, probably. But did you see the results though? I mean, they super schwazzed it, but they were really nice plants at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's
When
an
I
it's
was
an incredible
hydro
plant.
growing, getting a gram a watt was like big deal. Now they're like tripling that.
There's a lot of reasons that I personally advocate against schwazzing, but I found a lot of times when I express those feelings, I get called a hater and this and everything. You get all these.
I wouldn't do
where
it.
I would never do it for a lot of reasons. I don't think it's meant for a homeowner or a home garden in a tent specific. I think maybe if you're running 1,000 plants on tables and you got all these clones, and I mean, I don't know. So I guess you could be successful at it, but I don't believe it's a tried and true home grower technique to get good quality bud, return on investment for your light and everything. But that's just me, man. I say go for whatever makes you happy, right? I just wouldn't do it in my garden.
Yeah, if you get a commercial grow, it's easier to get a crew to come in and just say, pull all the fan leaves off than it is to specifically train them the way you want it, because it's never going to come out that way.
Right. I'm not saying everyone has to stay, but I don't think you should just leave the top two either or whatever. But anyhow, we don't want to leave our buddy Ice and I feeling like he's got the last couple minutes in a rush. I want to make sure he gets time to show them gardens. I know it's doing real good. And
It's beautiful.
he's got that. I like that stem,
Yeah.
man. It looks like they said, like a praying mantis. Somebody said.
Yeah.
Or could be a head scratcher.
A scout. Sharpen it up and cut it.
Face hugger, maybe? Face hugger?
That's
Yeah.
a face.
Aliens, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the dinosaur though. Yeah. This is all seeded pretty much. Oh, hang on, I just stood up a little bit
Dude,
too quick.
I have a skeleton of a root thing similar to that one that Ice and I just showed. I put a cow head on it. It's pretty funny.
Those look
So
great.
this is
All seeded.
I'm really high. Sorry.
Well, these ones on the back side here, they didn't get a dust and a pollen, essentially, but I brought the pollinated plants in here, so there might be a few rogue seeds in these ones, but I'll get over to the ones that actually spent time with the male. Yeah. OG Kush, Hellraiser's OG, Cross Exodus G's. Bit yellow out because these have had a bit of a hard start. They were all cramped up in that little 2x2. I lost power for 2 days, so they got down to 15 degrees. The humidity was at 90%. Yeah, but they're coming back. Not too much of an issue for the one that was in the living soil. That didn't even bother it. But yeah, they're essentially the same. Small pot, living soil. You can see the difference. This one's much sturdier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most definitely. Big difference, huh?
Yeah. As you can see, they had dry backs as well. So I got a little bit of deficiencies and everything. Didn't worry about it because the PPMs are on point. But there you go. You see the cow mag, they suffered from the dry back. A little bit yellowing out from the cold and everything. Just pretty much, I think they locked out over the 2 days of crap. But the leaves are lifting up. They're starting to pray. They're going to come. They're coming back. we'll come back onto the right. This one is a grape hoolie. Yeah, this is the grape hoolie. Hang on. Yeah. This is grape hoolie, which are pollinated with the grape hoolie. So this is the one that was in the bag for a little bit. I pollinated it on the show. So that's gone to F2 grape hoolie. I need some more of them to have another look at them again. It's got a nice funk about this one. It's only small, but I'll get a few seeds out of it. These are the ones that got a proper dusting. These are fully loaded with seeds. They're starting to. You can see the seeds in there. They're starting to pop and everything. They're starting to swell up. That was an Exodus cheese again. All them ones crosses. This is another little grape hoolie. I decided to throw the Exodus cheese pollen on that. So let's get, I'll have it's not going to be many, but enough to have a little play and a little mess about with. It's nice when you got
cheese.
pollen.
Yum.
This is the same again. This is another Exodus cheese. So these are all gone to F2s, by the way. And this is the blood diamonds. Quickly, this is the last one. This is loaded up with. What did I do with this? Grape hoolie? No. This has got the Exodus cheese on it as well, I think. Sorry, and this is the blood diamonds that I just harvested. You see them in my box. I just left I cut the tops off, left the bottoms to finish up.
Ah, cool.
And I thought if they take a little bit of pollen, I'm just going to let these ones pretty much just die on the stem. They might have got a little bit of pollen. If I get 2 seeds out of it, all the better. But that's pretty much it. I need to get this finished, clear my room out because I've got an inspection that I need to get out of the way. And I'll be giving out all the seeds of this after when I harvest them. And next year I'll be sort of like working a lot more. I've just got a load of limited sort of like cheese crosses and stuff kindly given to me from Greenhouse. I'm going to be working everyone's stuff. I've got loads of stuff from everyone in the community. I want to get to everyone's stuff and promise next room is going to be sort of like, I'm going to get loads of different shit in here. I'm going to be pollinating it all up again. I'm going to have fun next year. But anyways, that's where we're at.
I cannot wait. It sounds like a blast.
You always seem like you're having fun in there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what This is where I get my enjoyment, my satisfaction. Apart from spending time with the grandson and just acting like a kid. But this is my playground now. My adult playground.
Hell yeah.
Well said. Well said.
I just found a seed in this purple I was rolling up.
Nice.
I want to bring up a good point that Brian 420 made about the schwazzing we were talking about. Something about after day 21, all the new leaves coming back will have trichomes on them, and it's better for processors.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the reasons. Okay. I didn't know.
You got seeds. Everybody's hoping for seeds over here.
I like the survivor ones. Actually, you want it, Tao? You want a survivor seed from this funky purple bug that smells like fruit punch and Mendocino?
Send it to Tao. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said, you want it? I'll throw it in a vial. It's a nice tiger stripe.
He must be away from his microphone. I'm sure he'll
Of
grow
course, I'll take everything, anything. You know me.
He says, I'm not away from anything.
It's more than likely an S1.
Definitely throw it in for sure.
There you go. Nice. Bing, bang, boom.
Tao, you're an equal opportunity grower there, buddy.
Like this community.
And it just goes to show we saw that praying mantis thing that Ice and I had. We was there. Yeah. He broke that over on our show a while back, remember?
Yeah.
He broke
Right
that
here.
over on the show, and we were all like, "Damn!" Because he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna bend these." I thought maybe after the show he would do it, has both hands or whatever. He just
There it is. Look at that thing. Oh my God.
Good
That
back
is so
scratcher.
crazy.
Get it.
It is a
Yeah,
face.
Dude, it's so crazy. It looks just like that one that I had from I did a auto flower grow off in Fumy's Discord a long time ago, and yeah, I put a cow head on it, dude. It looks so funny.
That is an extreme bend over, man. That's crazy.
Makes a great gift. The holidays are coming.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's cool.
Yeah. I've seen people, they make pipes and shit out of them too, because they have the hollow stem going on and they just kind of go with that. But I know we're down to the last 4 minutes here already. Time goes quick. I want to thank special thanks to Art, man, for bringing some seeds on from our buddy OC Grower 76 and giving them away and continue to do that. Art Man's a seed sponsor over at Let's Be Buds, and lots of good stuff happening there, Art Man. So cheers to you. Thanks for bringing those out today. Thanks to all the panel guests who come on, hang out, show their gardens, and to all the chat who inject good quality conversation, topics, questions, advice. And it's my opinion that there's not many chats around that are as good as ours. We don't ever have any assholes in there. It's everybody kind of like
good vibes.
Yeah, they
right?
take care of themselves, and that's what a good community is about. It doesn't need a lot of moderators because it kind of polices itself when it comes to people that are acting like assholes. So when you create a solid community, that's what you get. And I'm very blessed to be a part of this one and to be able to host it on our channel. And so with that being said, we'll run around the horn here, and you guys can shout at us. We'll start with the American one.
Smart and crispy, always excellent episode. It's good to see everyone. I'm glad to see everyone's gardens. I saw in chat Seed Person might be under the weather. I hope he's feeling better 100%. And shout out to Art Man with the seed giveaway and everyone who donates seeds and gives seeds away. Ice and I, Hooli, Hillbilly Herb. I mean, there's just so many people, but yeah, shout out to everyone. Thanks for hosting the show and bringing us all together, and we'll catch you later today.
Thanks, Tal. Yeah, we'll see you guys over at Jack's show, and let's not forget all the seeds that Tal's given away over the years, so you can thank yourself too. Speaking of seeds, yeah, and you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot to mention Seed Person. I put it on the screen, but someone was talking. Make sure send some good vibes to Seed Person. He's a little under the weather. That's a real shitty feeling, so I hope he gets better quick. Up next, J5, smoking, chopping, collecting seeds.
Thank you for having me as always. You guys rock. And remember, folks, smoke weed every day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a song I haven't heard in a while. Up next is, that messed up our whole list. Now let's go. Up next is XYZ Vector.
Hey, I don't have a grow going. I'm still working on getting mine set up if I can ever get home to do it. But I get to live vicariously through OK Jason and a couple other growers in the community. So that makes me happy. At least other people are having luck with the stuff I'm putting out there. Thanks, panel, for having hosting and joining and showing us your gardens, and have a good week.
Same to you, buddy. Hopefully you do get some free. I know you've been working your ass off. Hopefully you get some free time here in the new year and get started up.
Really awesome to hang out with you today.
Yeah. Since you left and came back and left and came back, they have the Art Man up next. He's usually last, but we'll go ahead and do it now. Hass Under Glass Man.
Art Man, 2 N's 420 underscore. You'll see me here and all around the net. But Dr. Liebelow says, is there a giveaway? Did I hear a giveaway? Well, next week we're going to have some of his seeds going out. He sent me some this week. So.
Oh,
nice.
So
I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in on the whole thing. So
cool.
That'll be an odd dichotomy or whatever they call it. He'll be here asking if he heard giveaway. We'll say yeah, but they're your seeds that you sent out. So he'll be like excluded. You're excluded from your own beloved giveaways. So that's cool. Always fun, Dr. Lee being alone. Up next is Ice and I.
Yeah, as usual, piss and puff everyone. Catch everyone later. Have a good week.
Right. Don't let anybody dim our lights, man.
That's right.
I liked when you said that.
Exactly. We've all got a light inside us, and we've got the power to illuminate and inspire other people around us.
Right on. I like that thought process. I need more of that in my life. Up last is Canopy Man. Okay, Jace.
Beautiful Canopy, man.
Thanks again, guys. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, OKJace20. Cheers to the awesome chat panel. Smart Crispy, thanks for hosting. Yeah, a special shout out to Seed Person, man. Warm regards. I hope you get feeling better. But it's cool on Instagram. I see a lot of people are getting your seeds there for Goth Girl and starting to pop those. So that's cool, man. Hope to see you guys next time and grow with love.
Grow with love, buddy. And I want to let the panel know when we hang up the stream here, it does this outro, but after that, it goes back to normal. So if anybody sticks around to bullshit to one another privately, you can, but you gotta wait for the outro. And I may not be here, but I'll leave it running. So cheers, everybody, and thanks. We'll see you Wednesday night.
Grow love, everyone.
Grow love.
Peace out, all.